When we experience nerves, anxiety, or stress before a big performance or presentation, the fastest way for us to move back into a calm, poised, and connected mind state and felt sense in the body is by bringing all of our attention back to the present moment, using our breath and some movement in the body to anchor us and ground us back to present, back to center. My name is Tyrell, and I'm going to be your guide for today. This is an exercise and an exploration that I'd encourage you to do sitting down. It's something that you can do listening to me here, but eventually the encouragement is to take this out with you onto the court, the field, the boardroom, wherever you're getting ready to meet the moment and be at your very best. So to begin, feel free to find a comfortable seated position, but it's important that your hips are higher than your thighs and your femurs. What you may notice is that most chairs that we sit in actually cause our hips to sink backwards, down below our legs. And for us to land in center, for our minds to remember that they are connected to a body that is anchored to the earth and present in this single moment, we actually have to raise our hips up so that we can move our torso and our upper body right over our pelvis, right over our sit bones. And so if you need to take a moment to add a bolster or a pillow to your seat to raise those hips up a little bit, go ahead and do that. This can also be a good time just to open up your journal and write a couple of intentions of how you want to show up. What does it look like? What does it feel like in your body when you are getting ready to show up at your very best? And even anchoring a couple of little notes, a couple of felt senses in the body, pictures of what it'll look and feel like, can start to prime your physiology, your nervous system, your physical tissue to be ready to move into that moment. So as you find yourself seated, feeling those hips supported by the chair, I want to invite you to begin to just bring a little bit of movement to your body. So it might be shifting your weight side to side, rolling your shoulders a little bit. You're really just letting your body get comfortable in the position that you're in currently. Sometimes this can be helpful in letting go some of that excess energy that we have bubbling around, those nerves of angst and stress or expectations of what's to come. So we want to move a little bit and we want to breathe as we move. And as you take a nice deep inhale in through your nose, maybe out through your mouth, see if you can just let your body start to settle and soften. Feeling your upper body really starting to land right in your pelvis. And as you do that, I want to invite you to start bringing some pendulation, some movement forwards and backwards, where you're rocking your torso and your upper body back and forth over your hips. So reaching and extending outwards with your upper body, and then slowly pendulating backwards, moving that torso back behind your hips. And as you're doing this, I just want you to find the rhythm. It's almost like this permission to know that our bodies are always moving through these different states, both physically, mentally, emotionally in the world. And as you continue to invite in some deeper and longer breaths in through the nose, and either out through the nose or the mouth, I want you to see if you just notice your body naturally starting to slow that rocking into a point that feels perfectly centered. And you'll know this when your body just naturally arrives in a point of stillness, a point where it takes no effort to hold yourself up. You're not reaching forward. You're not collapsing or falling backwards. You are here. You are centered. You are anchored. And continue to just bring in some nice deep breaths, breathing in and extending up from the bottom of your pelvic floor all the way up to your heart, your chest, your throat, and then letting it all go. And now, as you begin to exhale, I'm going to invite you to place a hand on your heart and then a hand down at the bottom of your stomach, right at the base of your core. And as you breathe in and out on those exhales, I want you to imagine and sense your core anchoring your torso all the way down through your pelvis, down into the ground, and maybe down through your legs and into your feet. So as you continue to bring intention and presence into each breath, as you exhale, feel a heaviness, a calm, a confidence of knowing that your body is located right here in the present moment, that you have everything you need, and that as you move that breath up and down through your center point, you can feel that stable connection to the earth and this present moment. Bring to mind that visual you have of you showing up at your very best. Maybe begin to breathe that feeling, that felt sense in the body in on your inhale, and continuing to anchor downwards through your core, through your pelvis, your legs, and your feet into the earth, calm and confident. Maybe taking 2 or 3 more breaths, just right there in this present moment, connected to your body, moving your breath with intention, feeling the senses and emotions of what it looks and feels like to show up at your best on your inhales, feeling yourself anchored and connected exactly where you are meant to be on the exhales. When you're ready, you can begin to transition out of this exploration, and I'd invite you again to go back to the notebook. Write down anything that came up for you, any little words of affirmation, of clarity, of knowing that you found as you went through this experience. And then know any time when you're getting ready for your next big event, your next competition, your next presentation, important conversation, you can do these very simple steps. Take 30 to 60 seconds, bring your attention into the body, bring a little bit of movement and rocking into your body. Allow your body and your breath to find your center, and then anchor yourself down into the earth through your core on the exhales, and bring in that intention, that visual and that felt sense of what it looks like to be at your best on the inhales. Wishing you the very best. Good luck.